When it comes to heart health, most people are obsessing over LDL. It's been drilled into us that LDL is the bad cholesterol that we need to lower at all costs. But here's the thing. There's more to the story than that. In fact, if you're ignoring your triglycerides and focusing only on LDL, you might be overlooking one of the biggest factors impacting your risk of heart disease. So today I want to talk about triglycerides, why it is so important to monitor, and 6 ways you can lower them naturally. So let's start out with the basics and why you should be focusing more on triglycerides than LDL. But if you want to skip ahead to how to lower triglycerides, there are going to be timestamps on the progress bar. Let's start with the basics. Cholesterol is often labeled good or bad, but in reality, it's not that simple. It's not black and white. Cholesterol itself isn't good or bad. It's a substance that our bodies need. So what we're actually talking about when we refer to LDL and HDL is lipoproteins. LDL is responsible for delivering cholesterol throughout the body, where HDL picks up excess cholesterol and returns it to the liver. Both are important for a healthy and functioning body. So why does LDL get such a bad rap? Studies have shown an association between high LDL and heart disease. But association doesn't mean causation. In fact, 75% of people who have heart attacks actually have normal LDL levels. And lowering LDL artificially doesn't necessarily reduce your heart disease risk. And it can even backfire. And we especially see this in older adults. For those over 60, LDL is actually inversely associated with all-cause mortality, meaning higher LDL levels can be protective. Now, triglycerides are a different story. They're a type of fat found in your blood, and high triglyceride levels can contribute to the hardening and thickening of artery walls, significantly increasing your risk of heart attack and stroke. Ideally, your triglycerides should be under 115 milligrams per deciliter or 1.7 millimoles per liter. High triglycerides are also a marker for metabolic syndrome, which is insulin resistance. And this is independent of your LDL. And usually, low triglyceride levels go hand in hand with high HDL levels, which is another strong indicator of good metabolic health. Okay, but how can we lower our triglycerides naturally? Let's get into it. The first way is to take MCT oil every morning. MCT oil contains a type of fat that is quickly absorbed and turned to energy. This makes it less likely to be stored as body fat or contribute to high triglycerides. Taking MCT oil routinely has been associated with lower triglyceride levels. Adding a tablespoon of MCT oil to your morning coffee can be an easy, effective way to start your day. Plus, studies show that MCT can improve fat oxidation and help to regulate your overall lipid profile, making it a powerful tool for metabolic health. The second thing you can do is to stop eating your carbs naked. Okay, and this might not mean what you think it means. When you eat carbohydrate-rich foods without protein and fat, this is considered to be eating them naked. Eating carbs in isolation can cause a spike in blood sugar, leading to higher triglycerides over time. Instead, you can try pairing them with a source of fat or protein, like avocados, nuts, or hard-boiled eggs. This slows down digestion and reduces the blood sugar spike. And in turn, this helps to lower your triglycerides over time. And this is an easy habit that can make a big difference. Now, if you want to know some more ways to make carbohydrates more blood sugar friendly that can also help to lower your triglycerides, I'm going to link to another video above. The third thing you can do is cut back on your drinking. Alcohol is one of the biggest contributors when it comes to high triglycerides. Even moderate consumption can raise your levels by increasing fat production in the liver. Now, if you enjoy the occasional drink, it's not the end of the world. What matters is what you do most of the time and not the minority of the time. But when you do drink, if you can choose options that are lower in sugar, if you can choose dry wines instead of sweet ones, then this will make a difference too. And this is one of the simplest and most effective ways to bring down your triglycerides and bring them down pretty quickly. The next thing you can do is to eat more seafood, and in particular, cold water oily fish, such as salmon, sardines, and mackerel. These fish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are proven to lower triglycerides and reduce inflammation in the body. Now, if you're in Australia like I am, it can be hard to find good quality seafood, especially when it comes to these cold water oily fish like salmon. All Australian salmon is farmed, and this type of salmon you want to avoid. And this is where Butcher Crowd comes in. Butcher Crowd offers a wide selection of sustainably sourced wild-caught seafood, including salmon, which is especially hard to find in Australia. I've been using Butcher Crowd for years, and I love the quality and convenience of their deliveries. All of their seafood is flash frozen to preserve freshness, and they work with local fisheries to ensure everything is ethically sourced. So if you're in Australia and you want to check them out, Click the link in my description box down below and make sure to use code HCK15 at checkout because that's going to save you 15% off your first box. And don't worry, if you want to give them a try but you're worried about being locked in, you can change, pause, or cancel your subscription at any time, even after the first box. But I'm telling you, once you try Butcher Crowd, you're not going to want to cancel. Incorporating seafood, and especially seafood rich in omega-3s, has been shown to make a noticeable difference in your triglyceride levels. Number 5 is to take an evening walk at sunset. And this one you might be scratching your head about. What does this have to do with triglyceride levels? The reason I recommend this is because evening walks improve your sleep quality by regulating your circadian rhythm. When we watch the sunset, this helps our circadian rhythm get better in sync, and hormones that make us sleepy will be released at the right time. Better sleep means better blood sugar control, which leads to lower triglycerides over time. Plus, walking after dinner aids in digestion. It also helps to avoid blood sugar spikes from that meal. Even just a 15 to 30 minute walk can make a big difference. And finally, number 6 is to stop vaping and smoking. Vaping and smoking not only increase your triglycerides, but they also decrease your HDL. And remember that this is the good cholesterol that helps to remove excess cholesterol from your bloodstream. Quitting these habits is one of the most impactful steps you can take to improve your heart health and metabolic markers. I know it's not easy, and I know vaping is very trendy right now, but if you have high triglycerides, this will make a big difference. Now, before we wrap up, I just want to say that lowering your triglycerides isn't just about heart health. It's also about maintaining stable energy levels, reducing inflammation, and supporting weight loss. When your triglycerides are under control, your body becomes more efficient at burning fat, making it easier to shed excess pounds. High triglycerides are also a critical sign for insulin resistance. So when you see your triglycerides decreasing, you know that your insulin resistance is improving as well. So to recap, the 6 scientifically proven ways to lower your triglycerides are: drink MCT oil every morning, stop eating your carbs naked, drink less alcohol, eat more seafood, take an evening walk, and stop vaping or smoking. Let me know in the comment section what your triglyceride level is currently at and if you've seen improvements and what has worked for you. I love hearing from you guys and hearing what's worked and what hasn't worked. So leave me a comment down below. And before you go, if you're in Australia, make sure to check out Butcher Crowd because not only is their seafood amazing, but their grass-fed beef and lamb and pasture-raised chicken and pork is all great as well. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.